Hello everyone, this is Ironinquisitor, and I'm here with someone who you might recognize if you watched State of Star Wars State of Star Wars podcast. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm General CJG, one of the council members of State of Star Wars, and also the recorder of them. Yep.
So what are we doing? We will be reacting to Hellogreedo's top 5 lightsaber fights.
That's gonna be some, yeah. So.
All right. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Hellogreedo's top 5 lightsaber fights. Oh, this video is sure to shake a lot of heads. Number 5, Rey, Kylo against Snoke's guards. I don't know about you, but when this scene was done in Snoke's throne room, I was worn out. The fight was absolutely intense, choreographed chaos. The events that just transpired before all hell broke loose was so unexpected, not only for the audience, but for everyone else on screen as well, except for Kylo, I guess, because he initiated it all. Two people who can relate to one another deeply, but are enemies, Kylo and Rey, flipping a switch in a moment and working together. This fight was a pretty big turning point in the direction of everything. In The Last Jedi, I personally thought that things were going to lead towards Rey and Kylo coming together in some form or fashion, because they do have a deep connection. They're both lost. They're both trying to find their way. But when Kylo holds out his hand, tells Rey to join him, toss away the dogma of the light and the dark, the Jedi and the Sith, let's start fresh, and she refuses, it was an exhausting and grounded fight. It was shot beautifully, choreographed with maximum excitement. Number 4.
Wait, let's stop.
Oh, God.
Okay, so that hardly counts as a lightsaber fight.
It hardly counts as a lightsaber fight because the lightsabers never clashed.
Yes, it's basically the equivalent of Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting the Magna Guards. That's not a lightsaber duel. They weren't fighting each other.
Yep. Though,
only count if two lightsaber blades are clashing with each other.
Yep, but I guess we should, for now, go with Hellogreedo's mindset that it's a lightsaber fight. Let's pretend that we go with that mindset and go and explain as to why this is a shit lightsaber fight. A real shit.
You talked about it being so perfectly choreographed.
That's hypocritical. Aren't the fucking OT fanboys always like, oh, the prequel lightsaber fights, they're too choreographed, too over the top, too theatrical like. And this fight is the definition of a fucking theatrical choreographed lightsaber fight, for God's sakes.
Have you ever heard Hellogreedo complain about the prequel fights being over choreographed?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's in this video.
Oh my God! So they're literally.
Yes, it's in this video. It's in this video. You'll see soon enough. You'll see.
All right. What else do we have to say about the TLJ fight?
Well, I'll say this. Rey performing better than Kylo Ren, that's bullshit.
It doesn't matter if she had experience fighting with the staff. It's different from a lightsaber. Like, honestly.
If she wanted to actually use some sort of staff, but a lightsaber, it's called double-bladed lightsaber, motherfuckers. But I guess she forgot to create it because the sequel trilogy does not want her to make her own lightsaber. That's the funny story.
Yeah. Is there anything else you gotta say about this?
Well, it's bullshit. And when we finish the video, you'll see why I think this fight being here, oh, you'll see. But anyway, so ready for number 4?
All right, let's go.
Luke versus Kylo. Oh, I can hear it now. That's not even a real lightsaber fight. Yeah, you might be right, but you're gonna have to let this one slide on a technicality, silly goose. Luke against Kylo was one of the most interesting takes on a lightsaber fight yet. And I would take a monk like Luke Skywalker projection apologizing to his nephew, trying to make amends, being a true Jedi, as his hothead nephew swings for the fences out of anger and spite over this every time. Kylo Ren, full of so much anger and hatred, wanting nothing more than to slice his old teacher, his uncle, down. So caught up with rage, wasting time fighting a ghost, unable to focus, impossible to win. I guess I can understand why people wanted Luke to be like the ultimate badass and just swing his green lightsaber and be super duper level 24 Force Jedi. Honestly, if Luke just randomly popped up in that cave and he was really there just for the sake of being there, just for the sake of having like a lightsaber fight, oh, Luke Skywalker appeared randomly, woohoo, he saved the day, I would have just rolled my goddamn eyes out of their skull. This is way more inventive. It's a twist. And I like twists. So, for its inventiveness, its spin on what was expected, the twist and turn that it presented, the frustration on Kylo's face, the redemption of Luke's attitude, Luke and Kylo on Crate is fantastic. A lightsaber fight that isn't technically a lightsaber fight, it's a one-way fight, it's a trick. And it is my number 4 because it is unique, it's different, and it's really interesting. Come on, give it to me. Don't get mad. Give it to me. Number 3.
Alright, stop. Oh my god.
Dude, if you want to go by the definition of no lightsaber fights, this is the perfect example of
Literally, there was no lightsaber clashing. It was just them talking. There was no fighting.
There was no fighting. This is
Kylo
the definition.
was swinging at him, but
the lightsabers never clashed, and even if they did, they would never have clashed because Luke was not there.
it was just emotional sparring, and that's it.
Yep, and not even real sparring. That's fucking okay. Okay, first, unique and inventive. First of all, Force doppelgangers already existed in the expanded universe for starters.
It's been around for over 20 years in the EU, so
yeah, that's
almost
one.
30.
Yep, that's one. Number 2, Luke Skywalker should have used his green lightsaber because using his blue one makes no goddamn sense because that lightsaber was destroyed a few hours before that lightsaber happened.
Yeah, why didn't he use his own?
Yeah, the green one. That makes no sense. That's one. That's another thing. And these two, oh, by the way, these are the only picks of Hellogreedo when it comes to the sequel trilogy. Not even the one of the Force Awakens is in here. That's
because it's so awful.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he put these two that are not even lightsaber fights.
All right, man. God. You want to go on to the next one?
Yes.
All right. Go.
3. Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul. Out of all the prequel lightsaber fights, the one in The Phantom Menace between Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan feels the most grounded, as choreographed as it is. Compared to many of the other times we see lightsabers clashing in the prequels, it feels realistic. It's fast, it's exciting, the music is the cadence. I've always loved this lightsaber fight. While it isn't the most dialogue heavy, which is a quality I prefer leading into or during lightsaber battles, I find its elegance and fluidity really great. It is by far my favorite lightsaber fight in the prequels, by far. You guys already know this, but the prequel lightsaber fights don't do much for me at all. In fact, I kind of like the lightsaber fights in the Clone Wars cartoon show more than a lot of the prequel fights.
God.
Number 2.
All right, stop.
Oh, God.
I'm surprised he even put it on this list.
Yeah, and you heard him. He's like, the prequel fights, I don't like him because too choreographed and not really that dialogue heavy, and then he puts this one.
Yeah, and yet, how much dialogue was in the TLJ one?
The one of the Praetorian guards had not even a fucking fucking dialogue. It was like, he was, Ben, catch! When she threw the lightsaber to him. There was no dialogue.
Hellogreedo has never heard of visual storytelling.
Not to mention, he puts this lightsaber fight. I mean, I won't deny the choreography in this one is amazing, top notch. But if you ask me, Episode 3 also has some damn good choreography. I mean, for God's sake, it's Anakin versus Obi-Wan and also Yoda versus Sidious. I mean, it looks so freaking amazing. But it's like, no, those are too choreographed, too over the top. It's too much for my OT fanboy eyes. Oh, Jesus
and not to mention, but like I said to you many times, like Maul isn't the main villain. And
exactly.
even though this isn't a lightsaber fight, why don't people complain about Boba Fett having no dialogue during, when he's trying to fight Luke and Han, during the Sarlacc pit scene?
No idea. Actually, I'm surprised he says that his favorite lightsaber fights are the ones in Wars, despite those somewhat being dialogue heavy, and the choreography it's good, but I definitely wouldn't say it's the best. But I guess he likes this fight, but he does not like the fight of Anakin versus Asajj Ventress in the Clone Wars 2003. Wow, wow. Just, oh god, I hate this stupid mentality of you need to have dialogue in lightsaber fights for it to be good. I'm like, dude, if you say that, you have not seen Clone Wars 2003, you have definitely not read the Darth Vader trilogy, and you definitely think that the Episode 1 lightsaber fight is shit, because that only has Obi-Wan screaming, no! And that's it.
Yeah. Or Darth Maul going,
even though that's not really that. Even though that's not really dialogue, but I want.
Yeah.
So, should we continue this?
Alright, let's go!
The Empire Strikes Back. The confrontation between Vader and Luke in The Empire Strikes Back really is the perfect example of what I love about lightsaber fights. Two characters with a past coming together, heavy dialogue, discussion, combat, a conversation is going on. All of the lightsaber fights that remain memorable to me, for the most part, are part fight, part dialogue. And this particular duel is slow-paced, it's dark, it's dreary. Vader seems to be toying with Luke in a way. Luke has arrived to save his friends, but has fallen into a trap. Even if this duel didn't have the "no, I am your father" moment, it would still be at this point on my list. The fight is full of tension, the audience is hanging on every word as Vader constantly marches towards Luke, and it is a perfect example of what I love about lightsaber fights. Number 1.
Stop. Alright,
Okay,
I do
what do you
agree
think
with
of
him about, how... I really like how Vader is basically toying with Luke the entire time. Like, Vader could have defeated him right then and there, but he wanted to...
Fun fact, some The Last Jedi defenders, or I think it was Force Awakens, I remember. Yeah, The Last Jedi defenders. Some of them actually claim that lightsaber fight is kind of the same as, say, Rey and the Praetorian Guards, or in which, the newbie still managed to get a hit on the evil Dark Lord, the Sith. So the same applies with Rey against Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. And I'm like, no, that's totally different. Vader was toying with Luke. You could have literally finished him, and Luke lost the fight. Rey won the fight.
And not to mention, Kylo Ren wasn't toying with Rey at all. He was going all out.
And yet he failed. Oh my god.
Man.
But yeah, I don't have too much disagreements with this lightsaber fight. Then again, it was expected that he would put this lightsaber fight. I mean, OT fanboy for the win, even though there's
honestly, about the whole dialogue thing, how many people actually care about talking during fighting? How many people actually care about that?
Probably OT fanboys that suck so much blanket reviews.
Like, I'd say the most casual moviegoers wouldn't care. They just want to see a cool fight.
Imagine if there was a lot of dialogue in the fight scenes of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, like Infinity War, for example. Imagine if it had too much dialogue.
Oh, I bet people would complain about that.
Oh yeah, they would say, "Why does it have too much dialogue? It should have a little bit, but not too much."
All right, want to see what his number 1 is?
I know which one it is.
Oh, I don't
because
know.
it's predictable. Trust me, it's predictable. Let's go.
All right.
1. Return of the Jedi. Luke, Vader, the Emperor, friends in trouble, the entire rebellion caught in a trap. The lightsaber fight in Return of the Jedi, to me, is the perfect lightsaber fight. The perfect lightsaber fight. It is all substance. We see Luke's inner turmoil, the conflict within him, the pull. The Emperor is the puppet master, Vader is the puppet. What I love about this fight is how erratic and chaotic it eventually becomes. Luke is holding his own. He has honed his skills a bit. Eventually he is bested and hides in the dark. Vader is speaking to him. Luke is struggling, sitting there in the dark, his eyes closed. And when Vader mentions Luke's twin sister, and says, "If you will not be turned, perhaps she will," Luke pops up and yells, "Never!" His rage, his anger, everything he has trained to overcome and prevent interfering with his clear mind is now flowing through him. He wails on his father. No elegance, no method to the madness, he swings with hatred. And what follows when Luke has a moment of empathy, of clarity, looking at the machine beneath the man, he throws away his lightsaber, tells the Emperor that he has failed. He's not gonna fight. And of course, Vader's redemption in the end. See, this is my favorite lightsaber fight because lightsaber fights are best when they're built around conversation and consequence. Sure, I can enjoy the junk food lightsaber fights too, but fights like this at the end of Return of the Jedi, ones where lightsabers are used sparingly and lightsabers are used around a broader scene. Lightsaber fights that are grounded, that feel relatively realistic. Ones where we learn more about characters, motivations, and heavy dialogue is exchanged. To me, those lightsaber fights are the best.
So what do you gotta say about that?
Well, I say that, I mean, if you ask me, his arguments are bullshit considering his top 5 and top 4 picks, his number 5, number 4 picks, because those are the definition of junk food lightsaber fights. The one of the Praetorian Guards is the perfect definition of a junk food fight. There was no real reason.
It is.
There was no real reason for the Praetorian Guards to go to attack. If you think about it, there's no real reason for the Praetorian Guards to attack Kylo Ren. In fact, Kylo Ren was going to pay their wages, for God's sakes. They were going to now. He was not going to be the new supreme leader, so he might as well. They might as well say, "Okay, we surrender to you. Now we serve under you. We'll protect you." They would have actually gone all against Rey when she decided not to join Kylo Ren. But now let's just have Rey and Kylo Ren fight together against the Praetorian Guards because it looks fucking cool and because nobody has done Jedi and the Sith lightsaber fight together against a common enemy before. Fate of the Jedi.
Literally.
Yep.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yep, literally. It's, oh my god. Junk food fight. Give me a fucking break. You claim the prequel lightsaber fights are junk food, and yet you say The Last Jedi is not. Give me a fucking break. That's fucking retarded.
Honestly, like,
what's up?
For the Return of the Jedi fight, for me, like, I do care about, the conflict between Vader and, Luke, but it's not like my favorite it's not like my most favorite, like, choreograph wise.
In terms of the original trilogy, choreograph wise, I actually prefer Empire Strikes Back because that one, too. I actually think it has more, not only the better choreography, but it also displays some more. It also shows more the force power. It shows more the force power abilities that their characters have. It has Darth Vader throwing tons of stuff at Luke Skywalker. As Luke Skywalker using force jump and also force pull to get his lightsaber, among other things. So
yeah,
choreography wise, it's great. It also has emotion because it's the first time Luke fighting Vader. Well, excluding Disney Star Wars canon.
And the EU,
Well, you could easily retcon it with any sorts of remedies. So with the EU you can deal with it. New canon, anyway. But yeah, Return of the Jedi, I think emotionally wise is the better one. It has some good choreography, but I definitely think it doesn't go all out in terms of showing what a true Jedi versus full power versus Sith does. Even though yes, Luke Skywalker is not trained in Episode 5, but we do see more of how they could actually fight because they actually go more full out. If you ask me.
Yeah.
Even though I like more Luke Jedi Knight against Darth Vader Episode 6 because the emotion and it was the ending. But yeah, I mean, I didn't like that. But definitely Episode 3 lightsaber fight for the win. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, Yoda versus Sidious for the win. Yeah.
Yes.
Fanboys. Oh god. Yeah. So yeah, that's Hellogreedo's lightsaber. Our reaction to Hellogreedo's top 5 lightsaber fights. 2 of his picks are some of the more bullshit ones I've ever seen. I expected the Force Awakens one.
Me too. Oh my gosh.
But I guess, and the Episode 4 one too. But I guess they're not that good. And
I guess he thinks that way.
Oh
so,
god.
Yeah, that was our reaction, people.
Yep.
Let us know your thoughts, and we will see you around.
Yep. See you later, guys. Bye bye.